Hello and welcome to Adventures in TV Land. And this is a bit of a different adventure. This is a rambling rant. Done some of these in the past, and I've done them basically for the most part faceless. A couple years ago, I did them kind of like this. Due to the nature of this video, I am doing this showing my face. I'm not going to rant and do it as a faceless video, but this is about the Walt Disney Company. Now, I've been a fan of Disney basically my entire life. I'm not a nut like a lot of people are, and I've had a love-hate relationship with Disney. I enjoyed Disney growing up, the Disney films and stuff like that, but then when I was in college, I worked on a children's radio program, and basically, long story short, because of that and because of working in radio and children's radio, I learned about some of the underhanded things that the Walt Disney Corporation did in the venue of children's radio. And so I learned about the sneakiness of the corporation, how, they did dirty things to people and did not play fairly, in all honesty. So at that point, I realized, the company that I had grown up, the Walt Disney Company, based upon the foundation of Walt Disney, his vision, his beliefs, his desires, was not necessarily the same case. Now, things have fluctuated over the years, but about the last 10 or 15 years, the relationship with Disney has been more of a hate relationship than it's been one of a like or love relationship, just for the fact because Disney, they have lost their ground now, especially. And honestly, it has to do with the current CEO, Bob Iger. Now, Bob Iger's got to go. Bob Iger has not. He's basically a business politician. He's played his way through the gamut to eventually became the CEO after Michael Eisner had left. But Iger himself, he's never really done anything himself. Like, he's never been in charge of anything really creative himself. The only thing Bob Iger is good at doing is taking other people's money to buy other people's things that other people have created. I mean, he did it with the Muppets. He did it with Lucasfilm, with Marvel, with Pixar, with Fox, which Disney will probably never get out of the hole of that, or it'll be a very long time before that ever happens. Anyway, but he does these things that, I mean, it makes things look good, and short term, yeah, it does make the company look better and gives you more IP. But then if you don't have the creative vision behind it and the proper people to do those things, it makes those things go downhill. Anyway, so Bob Iger has to go, and a way that I can bring that about is through this. What's in this little envelope here? I'm not a large stockholder, but a few years ago I did purchase some Disney stock. I did it more so because I purchased it when the last year they were giving out paper stock. So the stock I actually own, I actually have a paper certificate. It's like a work of art, and that is my stock in the Disney company. And so every year, usually once, sometimes up to 4 times a year, I get a very small dividend, not very much at all, usually less than $1, in all honesty. That's how few shares I own, but I am a Disney stockholder, and because of that, I am able to vote when they have their annual meeting every year, or almost every year. There were a couple years during the pandemic they didn't. Anyway, but they are, and coming up in April 4th, I believe, is the shareholders meeting, stockholders meeting, and to vote for the new board of directors. Now, I will not. There are a couple of vying. Disney wants you to. There's basically kind of 3 options to vote for things, although you don't have to go according to those 3 things exactly. They want you to vote, for everything. Just they call it the white card. It's Disney's thing. They want you to vote the white card. There is another proposal out there from the Tryon Group, which by Nelson Peltz and others. That is the blue card, and then there's another card out there. I believe it is the. I'm Not for sure which color card that one is. I think it's green is what it is. So I will be voting mostly kind of like according to the blue card, but not quite, because we have here a list of the company nominees, and they have all the lists. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, nominees for the board of directors, including number 1H, Robert A. Iger. I will be voting no. I'll be voting against every one of those people. I will be voting for nominee 1M and 1N. Those are Nelson Peltz and James Rasulo. Jim Rasulo, who, those of you who don't know, used to be second in command of the Walt Disney Corporation. He's actually a lot of people thought he was going to be Bob Iger's replacement, but he was not a yes man at all. And Bob Iger got him kicked off. He got him kicked out of the Walt Disney Corporation. Yes, he did. Because Bob Iger, he doesn't like people who stand against him. Ask Bob Chapek about that. There are some other, then there's the Blackwell's group, which is, I believe is the green card group. Those 1O through 1Q. I won't think I will be voting for any of them either. Although we'll see. Maybe I will vote for them as well. However, I will be voting for, and here we have the other board recommendations. Ratification of the appointment of PricewaterhouseCoopers as the company's independent registered public accountants for fiscal 2024. For that, I will vote for. That's recommended by the board as well. Consideration of an advisory vote to approve the company's executive compensation. They're asking you to vote for. I will vote against that. For approval of minute and reinstatement of the company's amended and restated 2011 stock incentive plan to increase the number of shares authorized for issuance. They are asking for 4. I am going to vote against that. The reason being because, Disney, a way companies sometimes they can make money if they're not actually making money is that they issue new stock. Now the stock, it just basically dilutes the company. They get more money than the company does to do other things, but it dilutes things. And, that's only a one-time thing. That's a one-time fix. So it's kind of like the U.S. government and printing money. Instead of like cutting taxes and cutting services, they just print more money. That's kind of what businesses do. They issue more stock. So I will be voting against that. Let's see. Let's see if there's anything else here that basically everything else that the company is suggesting you vote against, I will be voting for, and anything else they will be suggesting we vote for, I will be voting against. So, because, Disney, you need to wake up. You are a company that, at least in entertainment, one time was the pivotal of entertainment. And then, there was a time where that kind of fell off, and then you got it back during the Disney Renaissance. And you've been up there as one of the best entertainment companies in the world for a long time since then. However, you have severely lost your way. And as a stockholder, I'm going to, have my vote, as little as it may be. And I encourage any of you others out there who might be stockholders to do the same. The only way, there's the box office, through your dollar, things like that. But that, even though Disney has been losing money for the past several years, that hasn't gotten the message across. So the only other thing is left is for the stockholders to make their voice heard. And that's what I'm going to do. So I suggest, and I urge you to do the same thing. Let's get rid of Bob Iger. Bob has got to go. Thank you for watching. Until next time, that's a wrap.